back to another video here at Alex Worldwide. So today I want to talk about real ways to improve your English speaking. And honestly, these are simple ideas, but they are powerful if you actually use them consistently. So by the end of this video, you will have a full toolkit of strategies that can really help you move from feeling shy or uncertain to feeling more confident and natural when you speak. All right, let's get into it. So first, practice every day. Now, speaking English is a physical skill as well. And what I mean by this is that your mouth, your tongue, your jaw, they all need practice. Just like learning an instrument or a sport need regular practice, then the same is for your English, and it's going to make everything feel easier over time. But start with trying short daily practice sessions instead of waiting for long study sessions. I'm talking even just 5 minutes a day. Now, one easy idea is to narrate your day. Just talk about what you are doing as you're doing it. For example, I am washing the dishes. I am sending a message. I am locking the door. When you repeat these kind of everyday sentences, they slowly become automatic. And once that happens, speaking feels much less stressful. And then later, you can move on to opinions, giving opinions. For example, I think this program is interesting, or I prefer traveling by train. This kind of daily practice builds both confidence and speed. Okay, next. Listen to English every day, because listening helps your brain notice rhythm, pronunciation, and how words connect in real sentences. So try using both passive and active listening. Passive listening, okay, now that means having English in the background whilst you're cooking or you're cleaning. I mean, you're not studying, but your brain is still absorbing those patterns, okay? And then you have active listening. Now this means you focus, you pause, you repeat sentences, maybe even shadow the speaker. And you can write down phrases that sound useful or that sound natural. Also, you could try listening to different accents. I mean, you've got the British accent, American, Australian, there's loads. And real life English is full of that variety, so this is really going to help you. Okay, next, read in English, because reading gives you input without pressure. So you see grammar and sentence structures naturally. That's going to help you with your speaking as well. But you need to choose text that you feel comfortable with. So if you need to stop and translate every sentence, then it's probably too difficult for you. Try reading out loud when you can as well, because this connects reading and speaking at the same time. So read aloud. And when you see a sentence you like, copy the structure. For example, if you read, I cannot wait to meet you, for example, you can then create your own version of that sentence. I cannot wait to visit that place. I cannot wait to try that recipe. Now this turns reading into real speaking practice. Okay, next up we have write in English regularly. Now writing helps you organise your thoughts in English, because if you can write a sentence clearly, then speaking it becomes much easier later. Try keeping a simple learning journal. I say this to so many of my students. Just 3 sentences at the end of the day is enough. For example, you could write, today I learned the word challenge. Speaking English is a challenge for me, but I enjoy it. Writing, well, that's going to make your vocabulary personal, and that really helps with remembering those new words and phrases that you're learning. Okay, next, ready? Mistakes are normal. In fact, they're a sign that you are learning, because when someone corrects you, make sure that you pause and repeat the correct sentence out loud a few times, okay? This helps your brain lock in that new pattern. If you're not making mistakes, you're not pushing yourself, because avoiding mistakes means you're avoiding progress. So allow them. Don't be scared of them. Next, we're going back to this idea of thinking in English. It's one of the biggest confidence boosters. Translating slows you down and increases stress. So start small, single words, then short phrases, then full thoughts. So instead of thinking in your language and translating, try to think directly in English. For example, I am hungry. It is late. I am tired. Now this takes time, but it makes speaking much faster and smoother. Next, learn vocabulary every day. Now, vocabulary is so important because the more words you know, the easier it is to express yourself. So try learning words connected to your real life. So if you love cooking, learn kitchen vocabulary. If you're a parent, learn school-related words. And always write an example sentence, okay? Because words without that context are a lot harder to remember. So learn a word, write a sentence of your own in context. Okay, next. Try to speak slowly and clearly. Because many learners, when they learn English, they think that the faster you speak, the more fluent you sound. It's not true. Clear and controlled speaking is much better than fast and messy speaking. So slow down, pause when you need to, and focus on your pronunciation, okay? That speed, that's going to come naturally later. You don't need to talk fast to sound fluent. Next, join an English class, okay? Classes give you structure. They give you that accountability that you need. You practice speaking regularly, and you hear different voices, you hear different accents, and group classes are especially helpful because you realise that you are not alone on this English learning journey, okay? This is a really important one. Make learning enjoyable, because when learning feels enjoyable, your brain is going to remember so much more. So choose content you genuinely like. Films, TV shows, music, podcasts, documentaries, YouTube videos, whatever it is, make sure you like it. I mean, you can even sing along to the songs. It's great for that rhythm and that pronunciation. Just make sure what you're immersed in, you like. Use technology, okay? Apps and online tools, they make learning flexible. So you can practice a few minutes anywhere, literally anytime. And those short, regular practice sessions, well, they add up more than long sessions once a week. So take advantage of modern technology. Okay, we've got some more. Make English speaking friends, okay? Because real conversations, well, they're going to introduce you to natural phrases that you're not going to find in textbooks. So when you're having these conversations, ask open questions. Ask them, what do you think about that? How do you feel about it? These conversations are going to flow and they're going to help you learn natural English, okay? Next, what can you do? Watch English news, read English newspapers, because news presenters speak clearly and at a steady pace. Start with short clips on social media, okay? Pause, repeat the sentences that sound useful to you. Join an English speaking club. I cannot stress this to you enough. Clubs give you a safe place to practice without judgment, okay? The more you speak, the more relaxed you will become. You just need more practice. So join a speaking club. Also, travel when possible. Now, travel creates real communication needs. You need English to order food, ask for directions, or book hotels. You might have a Japanese person meets an Italian person, they speak in English. So travel, and that's going to push you to use English. Use flashcards. Flashcards are great for revision. Add example sentences instead of translations when possible. Now, this is going to encourage you to think in English, okay? It's important to try your best to do that. Now, this one's a bit difficult, but record yourself speaking. Choose a topic and speak for 1 minute. Listen back and notice pronunciation, notice pauses, notice repeated words. Over time, you will hear clear improvement, and it's great to listen back to your recordings from a year ago and see how much you've improved. Next, copy native speakers, okay, shadowing. So what you want to do is you want to find a clip of a native speaker talking, listen, repeat, and try to imitate and mimic how they sound. Read aloud as much as you can. We spoke about this before, but reading aloud is going to build your confidence and that flow without any pressure. Stories, dialogues, well, they work especially well. Okay. Next, what else can you do? Well, you can practice with a partner. Okay. Role play real situations like ordering food or making small talk. Find someone else who's learning English and partner with them and practice with them. Put yourself in situations where you can use it. If you don't have anyone, use a mirror. Watch how your mouth moves. Practice talking English in the mirror. Often you need different mouth shapes for different pronunciations, so you need that practice. So look at yourself as you talk in the mirror. And like I said, participate in online communities, okay? Comment, ask questions, read replies. Writing publicly gives you real communication practice, okay? So get involved on social media that is in English. Write and practice scripts. Prepare short scripts for situations you expect. Some of my students record videos and post them on social media. They practice them until they feel natural. It's a great thing to do. What else can you do? Well, you can learn about culture. Language and culture go together. So understanding humour, politeness, conversation styles, that's going to help your communication feel natural. So learn about the culture in the English-speaking country that you like the best, maybe. And set clear goals. For example, learn 5 new words today. Maybe speak for 10 minutes without switching languages, because setting yourself small goals is going to keep that motivation high. That's how you're going to improve. And then reward yourself, okay? Celebrate that progress, because even small wins matter. And be patient, because some days feel easier than others, don't they? And that's normal. Progress is happening even when it feels slow. And like we said, try to use English every day. A small thing you can do is change your phone language. You can write lists in English. You can talk to yourself. These small habits are going to make a big difference. Another thing people do is they find language exchange partners. There's plenty of websites online, and it can become a shared learning experience. And as we've already spoken about, you can join online learning communities. In these communities, you're going to learn with others, keeps your motivation high, and it's going to provide support. You can use language exchange apps as well. So these apps are going to connect you with speakers worldwide for chats, for calls where you can use your English. And focus on your pronunciation as well. Slow repetition is going to build accuracy. So pay attention to stress and intonation. We're going through lots of tips here, okay? So don't try and do everything all at once. But also learn common expressions. Learn phrases like, let me think, or that sounds interesting. These are going to help you keep speaking even when you're searching for the words. Surround yourself with English. Immerse yourself in it. Because the more English you hear, the more natural it's going to feel when you use it and when you hear it. Track your progress. Look back at old notes or old recordings. And when you see that improvement, that's going to help you feel so much more confident. Maybe attend workshops, attend events. That live practice is going to help everything come together. Any opportunity you have to speak English, do it. Okay? So, finally then, if you want to actually put all of this into practice, I know it sounds like a lot, you can come and join my English Hub. Now, inside the English Hub, you're not learning on your own. Okay? You become part of the global community of learners from all over the world. You've got people from Europe, Asia, South America, Africa, people with the same goal as you. We meet on Zoom 3 times a week for speaking sessions where we practice speaking. And during these sessions, you're placed into small groups so that you can actually speak. You can get that practice that you so desperately need. You're not just listening. And this is where your confidence really, really grows. Now, inside my hub, you're also going to get regular tasks, vocabulary tasks, pronunciation practice, listening activities, discussion prompts. You can post your answers, you can ask questions, you can get feedback from me and from other members. It's just an amazing group to help you improve your English. And there are conversations happening every day in this speaking group. So you can practice your writing, your reading, your speaking, and it's a safe, supportive environment, okay? The English Hub gives you structure. That's what you need. Accountability, that's what you need. And real speaking practice. So if you want to take your English seriously and feel more confident when you speak, the link to join is in the description. I would love to see you there. Anyway, hopefully this wasn't too much, but thank you for watching. Keep practicing, and I will see you in the next video.